What's up, everyone? It is movie review time, and this movie we're about to discuss comes from one of my very favorite movie studios out there. It is Pixar. Their newest release, Luca, features the voice of Jacob Tremblay as the title character. He's a young sea monster who's starting to feel the itch to go to the surface and enjoy the human world. His parents, however, insist that it isn't safe up there. When they threaten to send Luca away to the bottom of the ocean in an effort to keep him safe, Luca decides to run off with his new friend Alberto. They make their way to the nearest town in human form, where they train to compete in something called the Pontorosso Cup so that they can use the prize money from that competition to buy a Vespa. To start, Luca does something that all Pixar films do quite well, and I truly mean that. All Pixar films have this specific quality. They excel at creative world building, fleshing out a unique world with a wild amount of detail and colorful characters to the point that you are just so fully enveloped in a brand new high appeal space, and you also get this feeling that there are countless thoughtful details to discover in every single corner imaginable. That right there is very much the case with Luca, and it applies to both realms in the film, underwater and then also the material that takes place on land. Admittedly, I wouldn't have minded spending maybe a little more time in Luca's world below sea level, but even the little bit that we do get there is quite dazzling and paints a very clear and often adorable picture of Luca's day-to-day. The land portion of the film, however, is just especially rich between Alberto's hideaway home and then also the level of detail visually that we get in the town of Pontorosso. But of course, world building isn't just about painting a pretty picture. You also really have to establish the interesting rules, details, etc. to give that imagery weight, and that's yet another box that Luca ticks especially well. The basic idea of sea monsters existing and being able to turn into humans when they emerge from the ocean, I mean, that right there is fascinating and fun enough to support the movie all on its own, and that's also part of the reason why I think Luca will be very appealing to even the youngest moviegoer out there. But the script here really beefs up that concept in a number of ways. For example, the opposing standpoints on whether or not it's okay to do the change and go to the surface. There's also Luca feeling the urge to pursue a different path in life, the importance of his friendship with Alberto. I really could list a whole bunch more here, but that last one that I just mentioned, that's an especially big one. On the one hand, it's very much about two friends going off on an adventure. That right there is the surface level appeal of the film, and that alone works. But the element of their connection that hits especially hard is the fact that they're also two individuals who have to hide who they are and try to be like everyone else around them in order to fit in Pontorosso. It's not something that the film flat out states or keeps drilling in. Instead, it's a beautifully subtle but poignant part of their experience, and it's something that's further enhanced by just about everything around them in the film, and that includes a new human friend they make named Julia. She is different from the other kids in town, but that doesn't stop her from just being her. The thing is, though, you can see the pain that can cause, and it only amplifies the heartbreak of what it could mean for Luca and Alberto to be found out. This story can very much appear to be two young sea monsters having a wild summer in a human town, but if you really pay attention and listen to the dialogue, they're getting at a very deep and relatable scenario here. And you know what? I actually wouldn't have minded if they pushed it a little further in that respect, because there are times where it feels like this deeper meaning is hiding just a little too far below the surface. But then again, there is something that I really respect and admire about that subtlety and how it still does feel like it really well reflects real-world acceptance. There's also a similar quality to the feud that's going on between Julia and the villain of the film. He's the town bully. She's not just trying to beat him in this race. She does want to win, but she's really trying to make a bigger point and change the town for the better in the process. And I also do want to give a big shout out to Emma Berman, who voices Julia in the film, Tremblay, Dylan Grazer, who voices Alberto, Maya Rudolph as Luca's mother. They're really all great. I can't emphasize that enough here, but there's just something about the way that Berman brings Julia's energy, enthusiasm, and determination to life that just radiates off the screen, and I couldn't get enough of it. All right, that brings us to score time. I'm giving Luca 4.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. Luca is an undeniable charmer. There are a whole bunch of hilarious beats, exhilarating sequences, and just loads of fun to be had with this one. But what makes Luca top-tier Pixar to me is what it's saying while rarely flat out saying it. I suspect many will dub this one too kid-friendly and thin on a casual watch. But again, make the effort to engage and really listen, because it's pretty powerful, touching stuff here. So that's it. My thoughts on Luca for you. If and when you see the movie, you know what to do. Jump into the comment section below, share your own thoughts on it right there. I gotta know what you guys think about it as well. And before I leave you, Patreon shout out time. You are getting this review courtesy of Billy. Hopefully you all know Billy at this point. I say his name a lot, and I want you to know that he is a wonderful individual. He is a big part of the Patreon community over on Slack, and I think the world of him. So Billy, big thanks to you for being you and for being here and supporting this channel, because I appreciate it more than you know. Big thanks to everybody out there for watching this review. Like and share it before you leave, and I'll be back soon with even more of them.